Hey guys, I see a rat smoking in chat. Can we get some ashtrays in chat for this rat? He's making a mess. Me run over that gnome with a Ford F-150. It was pretty badass. Absolutely. Absolutely. You see, I am the gnome slayer. Slayer of the gnomes. Now to send an ashtray in chat for these stupid smoking rats, send like a lower under dash like that. That's an ashtray. Send a dash to ash everywhere. Man, internet in Chiron's been abysmal this entire week. I've been doing all sorts of experiments trying to see if maybe a different time of day it works better or different lengths. It's just random. It's just random where it drops. And you know what? I've never felt more justified in my anti-gnomicism. Dogs. I don't like dogs. And some people might call me a heartless shrew for it. And you know what? I don't care. I'll face those allegations head on. I am a heartless shrew. And I hate dogs. Dogs are terrifying. Dogs scare me. What about Fangsie? Well, Fangsie's different. She's a deuce-off, okay? She has, like... not to be confused with a duhast. No, she's a deuce-off. She got the dog ears and the dog tail. We call her a dog, but she's not really a dog. Okay, because real dogs are scary as all heavens. Yes, all heavens above. Dogs are one of the most terrifying beasts in and on any plane of existence. What about BB? Oh, BB is... I suppose she's like an Earth version of a Deusoth. BB is a baby, okay? I love BB Biscuit. Don't you slander BB Biscuit. Nephew is weak to dogs, just like my Japanese dojo. No! No! What, do you think I'm like Bonnie Blue or something? What was that name? Who is that woman who's bragging about screwing dogs? I'm not one of those. That's a very specific subclass of subhuman. And I ain't that. Cats are superior. Cats are superior. I would never own one, but I do agree that cats are viscerally superior. Katya, why do you know that? I'm on the internet. Why wouldn't I know it? My dad did almost get his ear torn off by a Great Dane when he was checking someone's electrical meter. The dog was even inside and kicked the door down. Which is smoking. These are aromatics. I don't smo. I don't smo. I don't do substances. I don't do tobacco. I don't do meth or crack or any of those degenerate things. No, this is purely for aromatics' sake. When it's not aromatics, it's a hallucinogen. I'm actually quite immune to it, but it's for the benefit of blowing smoke in other people's faces. Reminds me of the time I got attacked by a few. Okay, well, Vinyl, maybe you shouldn't be so attackable, huh? You know, that's the thing about dogs, is that they can smell fear. If you were attacked by a dog, Vinyl, it's because you were a pussy. And my rats are stronger than this. My toons are sturdier than this. You won't let a few dog attacks keep you down, right? No. You know, I heard of a wonderful earth delicacy called Vietnamese wedding soup. I think it should be a requirement for every chatter in here today to learn how to make Vietnamese wedding soup and get very good at it, okay? We are going to hunt and serve Vietnamese wedding soup at the great inauguration of our Empress. The great Empress of Chiron. Not sworn in yet, but she's getting there. I don't get dog hate, but then again, I am really super white. You're just making these jokes way too easy. There's like 5 easily packaged jokes in there, and I almost don't want to make them because it feels mean. I've been medically diagnosed with having that dog in me, not in the white woman way. S-Man, I think you should die. I think it's about time that you die. Megatherion, I misread your comment as my favorite dog breed was a BMX, and I had questions, and then I reread it. I have no idea what a DMX is, but I'll probably learn today, because today we're looking at dog breeds. You know what dog breeds? Contempt. It breeds contempt. What is a dog breed? According to AKC.org, dog breeds. Oh my god, they've got like subclasses. You got barking level. What's a likes to be vocal dog? Aw, look at this. Look at this vicious creature. Look at this. Would you trust that? That looks like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. How could anyone look at this and go, wow, that's so cute? I look at that and I see a predator. I see a lawsuit in the making. I see free money. He looks expensive, right? Pick your dog class. I pick barbarian. They're all barbarian! I can imagine Hawthorne now, but Katya, she would say, the dogs are so useful for hunting and shit. Then I would say, don't say shit. This is a swear-free zone. And I don't care. If I wanted something to hunt, I would just use you. And then she'd go, meh, 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 sexual innuendo, meh, 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 office time, meh, meh, meh. And then I'd tell her to kill herself. You know, I think I miss her. You need better friends. Alright. Oh. Playful, energetic, and bright. The Shetland sheepdog. You know, even the name sounds terrifying. Alright. American English Coonhound. Basset. Wasn't there like movies based off of this? Oh, there was these ones were in the book Where the Red Fern Grows. Yeah? And you see, That book is interesting because the dogs are actually the villain in it. Now, you may be confused if you've read Where the Red Fern Grows by that statement. How are the dogs the villain in Where the Red Fern Grows, Katya? They were, if anything, somewhat side characters. No, they were the main villain in Where the Red Fern Grows because they managed to be the catalyst behind a human's death. They killed a small child. Truly tragic. Now, the child may have tripped and landed on the axe. Like, he may have landed, like, by tripping on the axe. Like, it landed and it ripped open his stomach. And the other tiny child had to pull the axe from his stomach and watch him gush to death. But it was entirely the dog's fault, okay? Those two children wouldn't have been dead and traumatized if it wasn't for the beagles. I'm standing by this. Vicious little monster. They probably planned that on purpose somehow. I do not remember that part of the book. Oh, I remember that part of the book. One of the very few pieces of classical literature they've made us read in Chiron. What's your take on Air Buddy's a professional athlete, like in 10 sports? I'd say he's a hack and a fraud, like every other athlete out there. Weren't they the villains in Watership Down? Here, that's right. Those poor bunnies. The blue tick coon hat. Like, half of these just seem racist. Like, you can tell dogs are evil when their names are like, you know, borderline gonna get me shut down on YouTube when a bot scans me. Dogs are loyal. That sounds like something a cat does. Yeah, you know what? You know what? That's the thing about betrayal. Is that betrayal never comes from somebody that you would expect. It comes from somebody that you assume is loyal. Betrayal is never done by an enemy. Betrayal is always done by someone you trust, by a friend. Do you really, really want to trust man's best friend, otherwise known as the Great Betrayers? The monsters in disguise? The devious little tricksters? For shame, Chad. I thought you were wiser than that. You'll need training. My dogs are named Teddy and Bear. That's terrifying. Border collie. What's it bordering on? We're just getting deceptive with these names. Alright. What about like the silent but deadly dogs? Okay, let's look at different characteristics. Silent. Best dog breeds for kids. Oh yeah. You want to give these vicious little beasts to kids? Shedding. Infrequent. Coat type. I don't think that matters. I mean, a dog can wear whatever it wants. Size. Extra large. Trainability. Maybe stubborn. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, okay. Let's get rid of these ones. Maybe this time. You know why there isn't any dogs that match that search? Because I selected best dog breeds for kids. And that was a trick question, because there's no dog breed that's good for kids. Because they eat them all! All dogs are evil, scary beasts that eat children. I don't care about your anecdotal evidence that says, I grew up with a dog, I own a dog, I have children and dogs. I think you're all liars. Or, you were tricked by very advanced cats. Cats in disguise, pretending to be dogs. let's get rid of best breeds for kids. Would you look at that? We've got something that pops up immediately as soon as I get rid of that. The wetter what the? Hold on. Loyal, intelligent, and good-natured. I don't think dogs are real. Exactly, are dogs even real? They're just surveillance devices like birds? I know! Where's the visual? No, it looked really... Like, look at that monster! Look at that evil creature! Doesn't that strike fear in your hearts? Doesn't that make you angry? Upset, even? I look at this, and I'm disgusted. I wouldn't trust that. Those eyes are just looking a little too soulful. They look a little too human, even. I would argue that this is a man in a costume. I would argue this is a gnome! That's right. Dogs are just an offshoot breed of gnome. I think your biases cloud your judgment. Nonsense! Nonsense! This one's kind of funny. It looks like a curtain. What happened with its face? It's like somebody got the liquefy tool in Clip Studio and get it. What is that? That's not a real thing. I mean, of course, like, look at that. That's such a terrifying beast. Looks like an Ewok! The breed standard. The description of the ideal dog is with each recognized breed. Like, I don't even... Affin Pinchner. Yeah, I can tell that you've pinched her. Look at her face! Just slurped up, tiny little face. I don't like this one, but I find it amusing that it looks like a mop or a curtain. The Arendelle Terrier. Now this one looks like it came straight out of a cartoon. Now these are terrifying. These ones take down whole large animals. Unironically. An Alaskan Malamute. Like, these are hunting dogs. These kill cows and farm animals. American Bulldog. I'm going to say this quite genuinely, no joke. American Bulldogs, like, Bulldogs in general, just kind of make me feel viscerally uncomfortable. They've got all that muscle and almost a weirdly human-like face. And just their proportions are off. They're like an uncanny valley dog. They're like if somebody was like, hey, can you draw a dog from memory? And you'd only ever seen a dog once, and so this is what they came up with. Like, bulldogs look AI generated to me, and they always have. Before AI generated was the thing, it sits in that uncanny valley. I'm not here for it. At least like a foxhound or a beagle, they're just like, you know, they look like a proper dog, even though all dogs are evil, scary monsters, right? They look like a proper dog. But again, just like, the fuck is that? That looks like that would be named Princess and eat babies. I'm not saying there's a correlation, but all dog breeds are known to have a strong dislike of knife ears. Well, you know what? That's because we're natural enemies in the food chain. You know how in the saying it's a dog-eat-dog world? That's actually not the full saying. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and the Yilves hold the gun. That's the full saying. We hold the gun. We shoot all the dogs while they're eating each other. You should give Shiba Inus a chance. What's a Shiba Inu? Okay, let's take a look. That was just a ballet dancer. That's just a ballerina. That's not a dog. That's a ballerina. Shiba Inu. Why does this dog look like a loaf of bread? Like, this quite genuinely, to me, it just looks like a loaf of bread. Fine, look for your puppy. I don't have a puppy, sorry. He looks like a loaf of bread. Bernese mountain dogs are at least good for pulling carts. You know what? You know what? I can get behind feral, monstrous beasts being cart pullers. It's a good place for them. Okay. I wonder if it looks like a loaf of bread. It's Japanese. Everything in Japan is cuter. That one has a bow tie. Dogs don't frighten me, but they're damn loud. It stresses me out, especially my neighbor's rabid dash dun. I will say dogs are very loud. I am not a fan of the yipping, the yapping, and the chirping. I'm not a fan of the chirping. They could be mistaken for women. The Basenji. That's not a real fucking dog. What is that? Look at that curve. He got scoliosis. That's not a dog. That's a Twitch streamer. The Bedlington Terrier. You know, that sounds like the bedding terror. And there's a Minecraft YouTuber joke in there somewhere. That's a Minecraft YouTuber. That's a Minecraft YouTuber. I can see it. At risk of getting in genuine trouble, I make this observation. Every Southeast Asian I've ever met owns this dog. Why? This is the one that becomes like crunchy and crumbly in the face. Like, this is like the ugly, like, wet looking thing all the time. What is the appeal? Why does every Asian I know own this stupid fucking dog? It's loud, it's tiny, it smells, and it's kind of weird looking. It's common, but there's a lot of common dogs. Why this one? Remind them of the soap from the laundromat thing. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's like, this is the Southeast Asian favorite, and this one is the Paris Hilton one. Becomes an Oni, and you know what? Okay, I'll take it. If it becomes like a werewolf kind of situation where it onifies, I'll take it. That's funny. The bolognese. Oh, is this named after the dish? Is this what they put in spaghetti bolognese? Is this the secret ingredient? This is what Italians have been feeding you all this time. They're mainly treated as indoor dogs, so there's no pressure to walk them. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Bro, why are you smiling like that? Why are you smiling like that? You have no reason to smile. I'm here. He thinks he can outshine the shiner. Look at that. What you smiling for? You see, this is why I say the dogs are the great deceiver. They're the devious trickster. They make you think that they're wholesome little things, but he's actually baring his fangs. He's actually, this is a sign of aggression. He's gonna eat you. He's gonna bite you. He's going to chomp off your child's arm. The boar's eye looks like a dog who had a baby with a giraffe. The boar's eye looks weirdly like a gazelle. Hello, boss. Hello. Dog that is meat added to the spaghetti. Yeah, the bolognese. The Brazilian Terror. I can see it. He looks like a wrestler. Yeah, I can see why he would be, like, called the Terror. Again, what's with all these fake dogs? The Brussels Griffin. Like, who's making up this garbage? The Bull Terrier. That looks like a hammerhead. Like, no, that just looks like a ball peen hammer. You think werewolves are scary? Imagine were-pit bulls or were-pugs or were-chihuahuas. Ooh. Werewolves are fine. Wolves aren't as devious as dogs because dogs are the great deceiver. They're trying to trick you into thinking they're wholesome and safe, and that's when they get you. Wolves, they don't put on such airs. They let you know out the gate that they're...
But she's definitely puppy girl coded.
What do you mean I'm puppy girl coded? I would never bark. What does that even mean? Canadian Eskimo dog. Ew, Canadians. Gross. What the absolute fuck is this? What is that? That's not real. I'm being punked. That doesn't exist. What is that? Dinner, I'd wager. That's... I don't want to eat that. That's terrifying. I'd catch something from... I'm not sure what, but something. That's a rat. Yeah, that's a rat. That's not a dog. That's a rat. That looks like a Shiba Inu that got onto My 600 Pound Life. Like the TV show with Dr. Now. The guy who runs the weight loss clinic. This looks like one of his patients. Like this... Not to be controversial or anything, but this looks like a Shiba Inu who's on My 600 Pound Life. Not because he's fat, but because of how the skin folds are kind of moving onto each other. Because all the people on his show have those very specific skin folds. This one is just like photoshopped of 5 different kinds of dogs together. It's got like a Dalmatian head and this teddy bear front legs and just I don't know. The Czechoslovakian Vlikake. Very intelligent, self-thinking, not well suited to do repetitive tasks or service work. You see, this one is one of the first ones I see where I'm like, you know, this one doesn't look so bad because it's mostly like, it looks mostly like a wolf. This one isn't hiding its devious nature. This one could be a tool. This one I'm less scared of because I know what I'm getting into. Whereas the thing beside it, this little bastard, this little one, this is like the devil in disguise. Look at that. He's trying to like lure you in with like fluffy, cute, short, whatever, you know, patterns and all that. Then when you get close to him, middle of the night, he's gonna climb onto your bed. He's gonna come up to you, and he's gonna bite your throat. You're gonna
Awful
die.
lot of protesting for a knife here with the soul of a white woman.
I don't even know what that's supposed to imply. Because I'm not a knife here. I'm a human in all ways that matter. And I am white. So I don't get the correlation. I don't get the implication here. What's the implication, huh? Ugh, and then we've got dogs that are exhibitionists. Like, look at that. Put those away, my guy. What's with all those open nipples, you freak? Mm-mm. The English Toy Spaniel. Again, this just looks like somebody was told to draw a dog from memory. Just like they'd only seen a dog once and they were told to try and remember it. I will never, ever, ever fall for dog propaganda. And I hope after today, after I show you the horrors of dog, you too will join me in my conquest against all of dog. The German short-haired pointer, he sure is! He sure is pointing at her. Like, it's like in cartoons when characters are looking at something and then their body gets all stiff and they shake to show that they're pointing at it. Yeah? That's what he's doing. Bro's on a mission. Look at him scampering. He's got like the evil little demon like stance too. The evil little grin. Ears pointing up. Like, that's not a dog. That's a little demon. Look at that. That greyhound. I look at that and all I can think of is, man, I sure am racist. I hate greyhounds. I hate dogs. I don't care if you guys trust them with your lives. I value my survival. I will never be swayed by anything that pretends to be friendly. You bees and hounds. You know, those look like the statues outside of Egypt. Greyhounds were bred for killing deer. I fucking knew it! I knew it! They were bred to kill! I called it! All dogs are bred to kill! A greyhound tried to eat me at some point. Yeah, exactly. Santa's little helper, more like Santa's little monster. I never tried. The moment I saw the greyhounds on The Simpsons, I knew something was up. The Japanese Terror. Well, that's not a very nice thing to call the Japanese. Pretty great. What is this? What is this? This is just a ball. Bro's kind of nervous. Look at him. And this is where things get dangerous because this one is beautiful. This is a very pretty dog. If I was a stupider person, this is the kind of dog propaganda I would fall for. Because that's gorgeous. That's a very pretty dog. I see the spots and the patterns and I go, wow, that's so neat looking. But then I remember it's a dog. And that I am not to fall for the great deception. No. No, no, no. If I'm to fall for dog propaganda, it's to turn them into coats. This one would make a spectacular winter jacket. Owning a dog is not just a privilege, it's a responsibility. Interesting, interesting. Intelligent, affectionate, and self-confident. You see, it's self-confident. It knows it can take you down. That's why it is the great deceiver. It's very, very slick, very cool looking even. When you least expect it, it gets you.
Bork, 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 bork.
Is it gone?
Bad noodle ears, no dog coats.
I will do whatever I please. If I want a dog coat, I'm getting a dog coat. So, in how long will we be using the Rusty Cage song? Which one? I know the Noose one, the Knife song, the one where he talks about the worms, the Netherlands, Kurkerhonj. That's a mouthful.
I will get the spray bottle.
Yeah, get the spray bottle. We need it to stop all these little beasts.
Can we get Katya Sableton?
You know, I think people were coming on too hard to poor Cruella de Vil.
Well, now that you mention it, you do look like Cruella de Vil.
I think she is aspirational. She is a strong businesswoman who, is entrepreneurial. Like, Anita and Roger, they couldn't take care of over 100 dogs. That's so unethical. I may hate dogs, but I'm not cruel. I'm not gonna starve and torture 100 little beasts. No, it's more ethical to kill them. And besides, keeping them all cramped in a small enclosure, that's also cruelty.
I'm not a dog person greater than known for yapping a lot.
I'll say that again. Just want to say that to me again, you little bitch. You really want to play this game with me? Hi, Katya. Hi, Justin. The live action made her more likable? What live action? Don't tell me there's a live action one. Oh, that just ruins everything.
New dog breed unlocked, Noodle Dared Yapper Spaniel.
If I can at least make it to 1 hour.